On the rain flags as well. Look at the Marshalls post. At the moment, it is still a rain-free Grand Prix. Let's hope it stays that way, because this is building up to be an epic British Grand Prix battle between Bagnaia and Becketts.
Yeah, reminder of the rules, because we'll see the white flag with the red cross in one Marshall, just see rain spots falling.
Lights out, and we are racing here in Silverstone. Jack Miller with another superb launch away on the factory KTM. He's going to lead the pack into Abbey for the very first time. Pecco Bagnaia looking really strong. Somebody's gone wide. Is that Jorge Martin? Bagnaia then has immediately got through on Alex Marquez, and now he's attacking Marco Bezzecchi. This is brilliant by the world champion. He's not quite able to get through on Bezzecchi into Village, but it's Jack Miller that leads, coming through the loop for the first time.
He's just got behind Alex Marquez, who had to check there or behind Bagnaia, so Marquez has lost all his momentum. And then we've got Fernandez. Vinales has also made a pretty good start. He's now leading it pretty.
A really good start. Fabio Conqueror from dead last. He's gained 5 places in that first sector. 22nd to 17th. But Jorge Martin is really struggling. He's dropped right down the field like a stone into 21st place.
Yeah, costly move. There were 2 riders there, way out wide, right there in Abbey, which cost Martin. He was on the outside of all that. He got eased out wide. John Zarco there getting eased out wide as well there. He was side by side with Brad Binder, who didn't make big progress off the line. He started 10th. He was still 10th until that move on Zarco.
Lost second in the World Championship for Becketts yesterday. Jorge Martin might be losing more rightful ground in this title chase. There is, and we pick him up through Copse for the very first time. Of course, the former turn number 1 champion on that blind entry going in 4th, 5th gear. Really tough corner to pass. Now they snake their way through. Maggots and Becketts, all now about the agility, the manoeuvrability, setting it up now for the slingshot through Chapel. Down the hanger straight they go for the first time. It is Thriller Miller that leads. Becketts and Bagnaia, top 2 men in the championship, still in 2nd and 3rd.
Right on board then, looking back at Bagnaia, who's going for that inside line into Stowe corner, but you can take that wide and sweeping line through there, carry the corner speed. Marco Bezzecchi does that, it's falling right onto the tail of Jack Miller, who looks like he's going to lead us at the end of the first lap. But Bagnaia very keen to get on with this, off the inside again of Bezzecchi.
Yeah, that was clean as a whistle, wasn't it, from Pecco Bagnaia. The door was well and truly wide open. Three-fourths of that factory Ducati. Bagnaia up into 2nd place. Lap 1 completed, no sign of rain, which could disrupt this British Grand Prix at the moment. They said it might come around 10 past 1, that's 5 minutes time, but it's Miller that leads. Bagnaia up into 2nd place, having started 4th. Good first lap that by the world champion, picking off both Bezzecchi and Alex Marquez to now start the hunt down at Miller at the front.
Gusto Fernandez has lost out badly somewhere on that first lap. He's back to 16th, as you can see, left of the screen. He's dropped behind Fabio Conqueror, who's now locked into the points. So good start for the 2021 winner. We're riding on board then with Pecco Bagnaia, who was decisive, wasn't he, on that first lap of Grand Prix, making those crucial early moves. Bezzecchi not trying to bite back on him. Bezzecchi regained 2nd place.
Yeah, nicely done that by Bezzecchi. That's going into Brooklyn. He got a good drive then, didn't he? Coming out of the loop, bit of slipstream as well as they went down the Wellington straight, and he put a boot in there on Bagnaia, didn't he? As it stands, a long, long way to go in this British Grand Prix, but more points going back in the hands of the man we're looking forward to right now. That's so close. Power sliding, aren't they, through Woodcote for the first time. Bagnaia then now back into 2nd place. Miller will not have all the dramas unfolding behind him as Bagnaia and Bezzecchi jousted out. And now Bagnaia with the drive out of Copse into Maggots and Becketts. Bagnaia at the front, just as he was here 1 year ago.
The confidence and the corner speed of the world champion through Woodcote. He was almost reaching out and touching the 46 Ducati and Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi's got to make it through quickly. Remember back at Assen, he spent too much time behind the KTM at Binder. It allowed Bagnaia to get away. Bezzecchi cannot afford to repeat.
He's got to go now. He's got to go now. Here he comes on the inside of Miller. This is a raid and overtake he has to make. Can he pull it up to the apex? Looks like he can, because already you can see that Bagnaia was starting to put the hammer down, trying to streak away from Miller, using maybe Miller as a bit of protector behind him. But Bezzecchi has made light work of the Australian. He had to make that move as soon as he possibly could. He waited 1 corner, got the job done. Are we set up then now for Bagnaia versus Bezzecchi, and the top 2 men in this World Championship, top 2 men early doors in this British Grand Prix. Lap 2 in the books. Twickenham Circuit recovering from way down as Jorge Martin with a 2:01.697. He is up now to 17th.
As Alex Marquez was briefly attacking Miller there, he's now under pressure from Vinales. Miller really struggling to stop that KTM into Village corner. He's going to put himself under so much pressure from Marquez, from the 2 Aprilias. Brad Binder in there as well. Luca Marini and John Zarco all flying all over the back of Jack Miller, who's in danger of plummeting down the order.
Marquez Marquez, Vinales, and latest Spargo have got to find their way through here. He hasn't got the speed early on of the two Ducati directly ahead of him as they flick it left into Brooklyn. This was what was the final sector over the last few years here at Silverstone. Miller, though, you've got to say he's resisting. Here we go then. This is Bagnaia and Alex Marquez. Contact. What's that first? That was a big scare. That's what checked Alex Marquez up. Then there was a concertina effect behind. That was on the very first lap.
Alex Marquez is through there, and so is Aleix Espargaro and Vinales. Miller sent straight off into Copse corner. That happened to him at Stowe in the sprint yesterday, didn't it? Miller now way outside the top 10.
Yeah, race direction might have a look at that one, because that was just impatience there, because the chasing pack can see Becketts and Bagnaia getting away here. So Alex Marquez, I think that was Antonio's gone through Maggots and Becketts. Further down the field, and there is Jack Miller, who has been dumped right down to 14th place.
Joan Mir has crashed out, unfortunately. That's where the yellow flag to sector 3. So Joan Mir's MotoGP return has pretty much picked up where it left off, sadly, for the Repsol Honda man. But this is the battle that we're all looking to see. The battle between Bagnaia and Bezzecchi. For the lead of the Grand Prix, Bezzecchi has been able to avoid a repeat to what happened at Assen last time around, where Bagnaia made that crucial break. This third lap is going to be clear. I think we're going to see a fast lap of the Grand Prix coming in here from Marco Bezzecchi as they cross the line. It's a 2:00, 7:20. Only a smidge faster than Bagnaia, but Bezzecchi, the fastest rider on circuit.
That's a 10th DNF in the last 17 Grand Prix for poor old Joan Mir. It's a very forlorn walk away from Mir. He's having a real torrid time, isn't it? Prior to Mugello, he had 3 DNFs around before he got injured. Maverick Vinales just trying to find a way through, isn't he? That's Johan Zarco. Vinales was out really, really wide at Copse. That pushed Miller off the circuit. Miller was flat tracking for his games. Down in 14th place. Simon, down to you.
Just a couple of observations. I saw massive instability for Bezzecchi down the front straight on an early lap, but he didn't lose too much time. In that contact we saw, the seat wings are missing now off Bagnaia's bike. If you have a look, one other thing is, I love that this circuit allows overtakes in all sorts of places, much like Phillip Island, outside, inside, because it's so beautiful and flowing.
Yeah, absolutely, Simon. Overtaking number 2 to around this 5.9 from the Silverstone Circuit. Now then, Ali is Aleix Espargaro. Really starting to hunt down now, isn't he? Alex Marquez in that 3rd place. Started 12th. It's been a really aggressive start this first 3.5 laps for Aleix Espargaro, who really, really fancies his chances of maybe being in this fight for the victory. As all of a sudden starting to get a lot darker, and the clouds have got a lot greyer over the Silverstone Circuit right now. We are around that period of time where there was a little bit of rain forecast, so we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on the camera lenses. We'll be keeping a very close eye on the rain flags as well. Look at the marshal's post. At the moment, it is still a rain-free Grand Prix. Let's hope it stays that way, because this is building up to be an epic British Grand Prix battle between Bagnaia and Bezzecchi.
Yeah, reminder of the rules, because we'll see the white flag with the red cross in. One marshal does see rain spots falling. Riders won't be allowed to change their flags until they see the clean white flags waving. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix then to Aleix Espargaro. We told you the Aprilias are quick around Silverstone, and he is right on the rear wheel of Alex Marquez. Aleix Espargaro took Aprilia's first ever podium here 2 years ago, and he now moves into the podium positions. Aleix Espargaro is on the march.
Yeah, this has been brilliant by Aleix Espargaro. It has taken him, 4 laps and 3 corners to get himself from 12th on the grid, the back of the 4th row, up into the podium places.
So was he still thought he could win, didn't he?
He certainly did. He said, yes, though, I feel like I've got the pace. I'm good on worn tyres as well, because tyre wear will be a factor should it stay dry throughout the 20-lapper. So let's keep a close eye on Aleix Espargaro over the line, through the first sector. He was bang on exactly 1 second behind Marco Bezzecchi in 2nd place. He's got a lot of time in his pocket, just needs to keep it in his braking markers, make sure he doesn't run wide, because there is time here for Aleix Espargaro to get himself in the battle for the victory here at the British Grand Prix.
Brad Binder there on screen, also said first the best lap of the race last time round. He was actually faster than the leaders last time round at 2:00.4. Here's another look at the start of the Grand Prix. Jack Miller just steams through the middle of the front row to take the lead. Watch just on the right of picture as Jorge Martin tries to go around the outside there, makes contact with the front tyre of Brad Binder. Binder set wide as well, but Martin falls all the way onto the runoff and jumps to the back of the field.
He was pulled there as well, because he kind going in deep, and that's going to cost him a few 5 minutes there now towards Pecco Bagnaia. There is Aleix Espargaro then, having got through into third place ahead of Alex Marquez already. He's starting to put a bit of daylight between himself. In fact, Alex Marquez
He's gone missing.
I was just about to say Alex Marquez
in the third sector somewhere.
What has happened to Alex Marquez then?
Mechanical. On the right-hand side, he's right as we look.
That's the contact, isn't it, from Bagnaia on the first lap. So what has happened here? He goes straight on. There's clearly something that's wrong with that GP22, so there will not be a dream double then for Alex Marquez. Has he got a problem with the shifter, maybe? Something has happened early on, though. What's not up for dispute, what's not for argument, Alex Marquez is at this British Grand Prix. The time, the space, the meters that Becketts lost with that little bit of a mistake running into Stowe. He's eaten that up very, very quickly, hasn't he? Now,
He thought he had rain there. Alex Marquez could have come in there and played the flag change and rolled the nice to stay in this Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he is out for the moment as he walks back in to the garage. So on that last lap then, Aleix Espargaro, he basically maintained the gap to the front two at around a second through the remaining sectors. He's just dropped under a second through the first sector of this lap as we ride on board with Becketts. Becketts will be remaining patient in this Grand Prix. You kind of get the feeling what we've seen in the past, particularly at Assen last year. It does start to spot with rain. You can't feel those conditions will suit Becketts.
So Alex Marquez sadly has had to retire. We saw the big early contact together lap one with Pecco Bagnaia. I know you're right outside the wall. He's on the spot. What you spotted with his damaged motorcycle.
Yeah, everyone saw the right front wing was broken, but that's not what stopped him. You saw him playing with the gear lever. You're right, Matt. It's not external. There's nothing loose falling off. It's internal. It looks like it's not selecting gears.
Thanks for that, Simon. That's a real body blow. A bitter pill for Alex to swallow after his brilliance in the Stowe sprint yesterday. So,
Becketts!
He's gone down. Marco Becketts, when he made that mistake, that he running on hot in the brakes a couple of laps ago. And this is a gift in terms of the championship, isn't it, for Pecco Bagnaia? Marco Becketts then was in second place, building the pressure, keeping the pressure on world champion with Bagnaia, but this time around he doesn't keep it sunny side up into Stowe. Turn number 15 does for Becketts, and that's a massive blow for his championship. He was never stopping that, was it? He stayed committed, tried to keep lead angle, but the front tyre just couldn't hang in there. Down he goes. The sparks fly. Marco Becketts' third crash of the weekend then. Big barrel roll into the gravel trap. Simon, you've just been watching that one. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are that's a very fast entry, and I think he got in behind Pecco, meaning the big hole in the air. His wings don't help him stop, and he pushed the front.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. So Marco Becketts then tumbles out to victory contention here at the British Grand Prix. Let's hope he's okay, because that's the third big crash he's had.
Which tires further back. Last time around they did 203s. They need to be dropping to the 210 range if the guys who change bikes are going to come back into this. So at the moment, the right call is to stay on the slick tyres. With only 4 laps to go, you're not going to get the time back.
You can see that new symbol key there on the left-hand side of your picture. That's a great addition. Keeps you abreast of exactly what's going on. The arrows there next to the Gian Antonio, Morbidelli, Nakagami and Lecco owner's name. That means that's the signal that they have come in. They are the quartet that have gambled. They have come into pit lane and gone for their wet weather bikes. Vignales in now. Again gets through on Binder into Copse, but Binder seems to get that KTM hooked up good coming out of that turn number 8, doesn't it? Oliveira then at the moment, 2 or 3 laps ago, Oliveira was over 4 or 5 seconds behind this lead group. And those spots are away and bringing him firmly back into contention. And he won from 5, you feel, for his British Grand Prix victory.
And Aleix Espargaro seems to have got some confidence now. He understands what's underneath him, and he's closing back in on Pecco Bagnaia. You have to be so impressed with Bagnaia in these conditions. He's the first rider to hit the corners, and he's not aware what kind of grip's going to mean when he gets there, when he's doing such a good job at the moment of hanging on. But Aleix Espargaro becoming an ever-moving threat.
The rain spots are just starting to hit the commentary box window once again. It had just eased off a little bit on the start-finish straight, but again, it's just all about the risk that you're willing to take here, judging the conditions, judging the grip levels. Pecco Bagnaia still in the pound seat at the front of this Grand Prix. 3 laps to go here in Silverstone as Miguel Oliveira now then, he is up into 3rd place. What a charge this has been for the number 88. This is very much game on, isn't it? Oliveira on the factory KTM was the rain master, wasn't he? Over the last couple of years or so. Won in Buriram last year, won in Indonesia last year. But Miguel Oliveira in these treacherously difficult conditions. Now up into P3. Incredible. We could have an Aprilia race winner here from outside the top 10 for the latest Spargo. It could be Oliveira winning from outside the top 10. When was the last time we saw anybody come from as low as 16th in MotoGP to take a race victory? Absolutely incredible this by the man who's lighting up this British Grand Prix right now, Miguel Oliveira.
This was him through Vale and Club. He just has so much more confidence, look, as he holds that tighter line on the inside of Binder, who's tippy-toeing through the final couple of corners. And look at the drive he gets onto the home straight, just breezes past Maverick Vinales through the first sector on this lap. Oliveira was just 1 second behind Aleix Espargaro through the second checkpoint. He's only 1.3 seconds off the lead of the race now.
Is on Fabio Quartararo has dumped it. He was in 8th place. He'd just been passed by Luke Marini. So Quartararo's, got to say, excellent rescue jump to that point has come to a premature landing. He come from last and 22nd inside the top 10. So we have now lost in quick succession Bastianini, Marc Marquez, of course, lost earlier on Marco Bezzecchi and Alex Marquez. Now then, Oliveira, having disposed of Binder and Vinales, has he got anything left to try and get on par with the two men in front of this Grand Prix? Bagnaia and the latest Spargo drop down towards Vale.
The riders on the wet tyres are really struggling. They're back in the 211s, 212s. They're 10 seconds like slower than the leaders, so that gamble did not work. Fabio Quartararo has got back running again, I'd imagine, into retirement. Here's what's happened to the 2021 winner. Is he going to make contact with Luca Marini as he has a go into Village and the loop? And you can see, basically, the front fairing's gone missing from Fabio Quartararo after contact with the number 10.
Yeah, if you want to see what naked MotoGP racing might look like, well, there you go. As the latest Spargo now, 1.5 laps to go here at Silverstone. What a crescendo this race is building up to, what a thrilling finale it's building up to, because we're on board there briefly with Pecco Bagnaia. You've got your top 4 men in the same shot here. This Spargo carrying brilliant corner speed, wasn't he? Coming through the loop. Is he going to be close enough to attack Bagnaia on the brakes to Brooklyn? No, Bagnaia is just too strong. Vinales just looks like he's encountering some issues here. So with no top fairing on Fabio Quartararo's factory Yamaha, he decides to call it today. It doesn't look like Vinales is just losing ground here.
I was about to say, just go on your spare back, Fabio. You might as well. We've got one more lap to go, and it might just ring cats and dogs in this final lap and bring you into play. But this is a four-way fight by the looks of it. Maverick Vinales just can't go with this leading quartet. You can see the rain into Copse corner. That he's smashing as the visor. Penny for the thoughts of Razlan Razley. Could this be a dream final lap for him?
Go Oliveira then. Lap and a half remaining. Here we go then. Bagnaia and Aleix Espargaro. They've been locking horns for quite some time in this British Grand Prix. But here come Oliveira and Binder. Those two know each other exceptionally well. Former factory KTM teammates, of course. Out of Chapel we go on this penultimate lap. The rain providing a key factor here. Late stage of this British Grand Prix. Binder now back on the inside of Oliveira into Stowe. He's back up into 3rd place now.
You've got to have so much trust in your front tyre there into Stowe corner. Oliveira looking to come back through on Binder. 1 lap to go. It's just about bravery now. You just have to hope that the front tyre sticks as you tip into some of these fast corners here at Silverstone. With rain continuing to fall, Bagnaia has led since lap 2 of this Grand Prix. He's got 1 more to hang on.
This is a case then, 5.9 kilometres remaining in this enthralling, nail-biting British Grand Prix. Fortune will favour the brave here. Can Brad Binder get himself back into this battle with Bagnaia and Aleix Espargaro? You have to doff your cap to the world champion. What a ride this has been for him. He's resisted the pressure from Bezzecchi. Aleix Espargaro has not been close enough to show the wheel on that factory in Aprilia. In mentally demanding conditions with those rain spots falling, Bagnaia has not buckled, has he, at all? It's been brilliant so far from him as he looks to make it back-to-back wins here in Silverstone. Simon Craigmont just reporting that it has stopped raining down in pit lane. That's Pecco Bagnaia got it covered once again here in the British Grand Prix.
Aleix Espargaro's best up, I think, is down and hanging straight. We know how good the Aprilia is, how agile it is through that 3rd sector. He needs to be clean through Maggots, Becketts and Chapel to get onto into that hangar straight. You can see how much he closes through Woodcote. He's right on the rear tyre now, Bagnaia. If he can have a good third sector here, get cleanly through Maggots, Becketts and Chapel, he might be able to attack. He's going to attack before then.
Here he goes then, Aleix Espargaro trying to make it a fairy tale victory here at Silverstone for the factory and Prix team. He makes it through the high speed, changing the direction through Maggots and Becketts. What has Bagnaia now got left? It's all now the world champion to try and deny Aprilia their first win of 2023. Are we going to see for the first time in Grand Prix history two Aprilias on the podium in the Premier Class? It looks like Brad Binder made a little some late heartache. Aleix Espargaro covers off a tight line through Stowe, no way through for Bagnaia.
It's going to be Vale then. Vale is the big overtake opportunity because the finish line is right on the exit of Club Corner. Bagnaia very close to track limits.
Can he get through? Down they come into turn number 16 through Vale. Aleix Espargaro then surely on course now for what will be a brilliant British Grand Prix victory for the factory Aprilia team. Aleix Espargaro wins an absolute classic